talking over me. And then when I said that you're not allowed to talk over me, the thing that you decided to do was turn up your microphone. And I turned up my microphone in turn, and you think that my response to your aggression was somehow... Wait. You think that my response to your aggression is just me being a jungle monkey? Like, I don't understand how you can just be so blatantly racist and then try and frame it as me being the problem, Shamus.
If you ask me a question, I'm going to respond immediately.
Okay, so do you know what...
Have a conversation with me. Don't do this whole rhetorical question game. If you ask me a question, I'm going to answer you.
Okay, so when I was speaking, I hadn't asked you anything. I was going along through a train of thought, and I didn't even ask a question. There was no rhetorical question in that. And yet you decided to start speaking anyway. So don't try and falsely frame it as one thing or the other, Shamus. If you want to just say, I wanted to talk over Arrow because I hate when black people... I'm ignorant right now. That wasn't a rhetorical question. I was just speaking. So are you guys just going to let Shamus talk over me? Is that what's going to happen here? Or does Shamus not have to abide by the rules? Does Shamus just get to speak whenever he wants to? Because Shamus is white, and then you guys want to treat it as some sort of white pride rally. I don't understand. Like, why am I the only one who gets muted here? Why does Shamus just get to keep talking over me? Shamus, I'm in the middle of a sentence. Why can't you and me take turns and make this a conversation?
He's not cooperate with you.
Exactly.
Yes, so I'm just gonna keep talking over him. That's because if he wants to just start talking...
No, don't do that.
Don't you have the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not in the conversation. I can be on.
Rainy.
True. Yeah, what's up?
Mods don't do their jobs, then we're just have to mute this guy. That's really what it comes down to.
True.
Exactly.
We're not having a real conversation.
Like there's two...
I wanted to ask...
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask Shamus a question.
Huh?
Do you think you're racist, Shamus?
What? No. No, I do not think I'm racist. I resent the implication. I don't care anything about black people's skin color. I really don't. I care more about their values, what kind of people they are, what type of themes and motifs that they glorify, what they do or don't do with respect to their community. First time these black people get money, they're out of the hood. They're not reinvesting in the hood, trying to make the hood, but they're gone, dude. They're gone. All these rappers, when they get their money, guess what? They're living in gated communities in Beverly Hills. They didn't say, I'm going to say that. Listen, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the color of your goddamn skin.
No, but you said white people are superior in a lot of aspects. So by definition, you are racist. And I thought someone like Shamus, he's not afraid to say his mind. He's not afraid to state his opinions. But you seem to be scared of saying I am racist and adopting your racism.
This is how I define racism.
Why are you afraid to adopt that label?
It's possible that we're defining racism differently than one another, and I'm smart enough to see that we're having some type of semantic problem here. So I'm going to just define to you what I mean by racism, and this is not a non-standard definition of racism. I'm saying that you judge people.
Wait, let me finish.
One race is more superior merely based on the color of their skin. I'm not that. I don't believe in that at all.
Okay, but by the textbook definition that Rainey brought up, you are racist, correct?
Come on, guys.
Can we wait? Safat wants to answer the question, please.
Okay, Shamus, can you elaborate on that stuff that you said about they want to move? And yeah, of course they want to move out of the ghetto. Everybody would want to move.
What I'm saying, that's one of the reasons why I don't like black people. It has nothing to do with their color of their skin. Okay, it has to do with the people they are, the type of things they glorify, the type of values that they hold.
Which type of people are they, though? Which type of people are they?
Well,
what do you mean by that?
Keep in mind, I'm speaking in generalities here. Okay, so generally speaking, okay, black people are very materialistic. I'll just tell you some of the things I don't like about black people.
This is racist!
Okay, so they're very materialistic. They glorify things that are they over-sexualize women. They glorify drugs. They glorify gang violence.
Okay, let me just ask something.
Hold on 1 second. I just want to make a clarification for the room. Shamus, would it be safe to say you're against the culture, not the people?
But wait, hold on. Let me just ask you.
Keep in mind that the culture is made up of a group of people. So the culture is made up of a group of people.
Kappa, stop trying to help him. Even with you trying to be more precise, he's like, no, I don't care about culture. I just hate black people.
You're talking about their skin colors.
I was talking, man. I was asking. I wanted to ask him some questions, man. Please, but don't interrupt, okay? Shamus, aren't you talking about the hip hop culture though? Which, of course, in the American context, there are a lot of African Americans that kind of like follow that culture, right? But you're talking about the hip hop culture. You're not talking about. I mean, what do you like? Or what do you like? Or like?
I'm just talking about hip hop culture. I'm not just talking about. Look, there's some of the things within that I'm talking about. Okay, but that's not the whole thing that I'm talking about. I'm also talking about the things that they glorify within their communities. Okay, the types of if you look at like black movies and like black media, it has a very distinct tone to it, right? And the type of things that they glorify, the type of ways, like for example, monkey. Look, but what I'm saying is this is the point. Very generally speaking. Nothing. I don't care anything about people's color of their skin. In fact, I know people who are still in the sun and way darker than some black people. I don't judge them based on the fact that they've got a really dark tan or went to the tanning bed. Yeah. Yes.
You said that. But wait. Okay. I just want to ask you. You said that. Okay. But I just want to ask you. You go to, I don't know, whatever, some African country, right? Let's say you go to Rwanda, right? Do you generally not like the Rwandan people?
I'm not speaking about any people other than blacks in the United States. I'm speaking in generalities.
Okay, wait, hold on. What you're talking about... Wait, let me just say something.
This is a non-sequitur, Zane.
Wait, okay. Let me just say something. What you're actually talking about is a people, right, where... I mean, I don't have any studies on this, right? But it seems to be a significant amount of that people have taken upon the hip-hop culture. That is what you're talking about.
This is such a dumb argument.
Not just hip-hop culture, though, is what I'm saying. It's not just... It has nothing to do with hip-hop culture.
Lose to anyone who has a fucking clue how to debate this topic by how weak your position is.
Yeah, he's just not good.
A much better way to go about doing this is to stop buying into the liberal framework. The moral framework.
Why are you
set up? Okay.
Why Shamus is a big boy.
I'm not.
Wait. The reason he's stepping in is because his white brother is getting beaten up right now.
I'm telling you,
and he doesn't want that to happen.
My values. There's no argument. You can't argue against my values.
Wait, Shamus,
who's that guy that was just speaking? Who's that guy that was just speaking right there?
Basically getting pulled by people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Listen, Demiurge, is that you? Demiurge, you can't...
That's Razor Core.
It was the farm.
It was me talking.
I don't need a it's me, right? Because obviously I don't know your name. I need you to say your name.
He said Safar.
Okay, so Razor, listen, no one can pummel me by me just... Guys, can we please stop talking over me, goddammit?
Oh, it sucks, doesn't it, huh? Yeah, it's awful, right? What an idiot.
Listen, shut up for a second. No one can pummel me by me just describing my values, okay? There's no argument here. I'm just telling you this is what I value. And someone asked if I was a racist. I said no. I gave a definition that's a standard definition of what racism is. I showed you that I'm not a racist according to that definition, okay? And then I told you the things I dislike about black people, okay? And keep in mind, I've already clarified that I'm speaking about black people that I've come in contact with. I'm not talking about black people that live on fucking the other side of Mars, okay? I'm talking, or in the next universe over, the Andromeda Galaxy or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about black people that I've come in contact with, and there's things I dislike about them, and it's not on the basis of the color of their skin. So there's no one that's pummeled me. There's no one that's given any argument against my position here.
Guys.
Wait, let me just ask you.
And then you say I don't judge black people. Why not say I judge black people?
Razo, this is not a discussion for you. Safar, wait.
Okay, damn. The hell's your problem? What?
Yeah, can we have... Wait, one second.
Yeah, let me just ask you something, okay? So you would say that if let's say there's a person, right, who's like a white guy, but he grew up in that community, he grew up in that culture, whatever, right? You wouldn't like him just as much equally, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's
talking. Look, you don't defeat. Look, I told you I'm speaking in generalities here. I'm not speaking about individuals. I'm saying generally speaking, my issue with black people, generally speaking, is that most of them fit this type of mold, okay? Now, you don't defeat that by saying, oh, look, there's also white people that fit this kind of mold, because generally speaking, white people don't act.
But I don't know
if do act that way, and that's not true of white people.
I don't know if most of them do fit that mold. I don't know if that is true.
Are you saying you met most black people, Shamos?
Yeah, wait, let me just...
Is it so hard to let one person finish before starting your sentence?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
yeah, a little bit.
Like, no, Shamos, did you finish what you were saying?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's why he muted himself.
No, I didn't, by the way. No, I didn't.
Then why did you mute yourself?
Because you guys can cut in on me, and then it's hard to even hear you guys talk at all because you're all talking.
Mute yourself. Of course, I'm gonna think that you're done talking.
Yeah, I muted myself because you started over talking.
Wait, excuse me for a second. Zafar, can I take a moment to talk to Fia real quick? Fia, when I was getting talked over by 3 people, why didn't you jump in then?
Oh my god.
I tried to, but no one was fucking listening. Oh my god, I tried to, but no one was fucking listening to me.
Right.
Era, I think she's trying her best.
I can't mute 20 people, right?
I mean, you can. You definitely can. There's no limit how many people you can meet, but you're right. Just go ahead. It's fine.
If you want to have a go, you can have a go with Shamus now. But I think she's trying her best. Who the hell is that?
Shamos.
So let me finish my point. I was interrupted. I want to finish my point. No, we're not doing the Shamos. Shamos, I want to ask you another question. I'm going to finish my point, and if you guys want to ask me another question, you'll be permitted to do so. Okay? But what I'm saying here is I'm making a general point. I'm not making a point about individuals. Okay? And so I'm saying, generally speaking, my issue with most black people, with this should be completely obvious because I'm already qualified. I'm speaking in generality. I don't think it's true that this is true of all black people. I think it's generally true about most black people, okay? And now if you really quick, because I heard some people have some pushback on that premise there, most black people live in cities, okay? The city culture is very, very similar to the culture that I've described, okay? And it comes, now I agree that there are some issues within this that are systemic. I'm not denying that, okay? But what I am denying is it's not systemic that you're forced to glorify sexualizing women. It's not systemic that you're forced to glorify materialism. It's not systemic. None of that is systemic, right? And so what I'm saying is that I agree that there are going to be some wiggers, white people, that have these type of values, and I dislike them just as much as I dislike those black people here. But I'm speaking in generalities. This isn't true for most white people, okay? And it is true for most black people. So this is why I dislike a good percentage of black people on these grounds, not on the grounds that their skin is darker than mine. I don't give a fuck about that. I could care less whether their skin is darker than mine. I know a lot of white people that have very dark skin, especially some of these girls that go to these tanning beds, and I don't just discriminate to them because they have dark skin. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I care about the person you are, what type of values you uphold, etc. Okay, if anyone wants to ask a question, you can do so.
So let me just say something though. Okay, I just want to say something. I'm not from the U.S., but obviously, like American culture is like all over the place, right? My impression is that a lot of black people, unfortunately, have taken upon themselves this hip hop culture, right? But to me, it seems to be a problem of the culture and not, like, to say black people, I just think you're giving off a really, really, really bad impression and people could really misunderstand.
Well, it's ambiguous.
Okay,
that's what it is. Are you talking about a problem that's endemic?
Razzo, this is Shamus. This is towards Shamus.
Shamus, can I ask Shamus?
Yeah, I mean, hold on. Am I going to be able to respond, or are they going to just shotgun stuff?
No, I want to ask you a question.
I told you what I dislike about black people, and I cited everything I cited was cultural. Okay. So I've told you exactly what I mean.
Why don't you just say hip-hop culture, though?
Yes, that's what I said. That's why I'm not a racist.
All right, calm down, Shamos. Calm down. You're getting a little riled up. Shamos, it's okay. Shamos, calm down, buddy. It's okay.
Absolutely.
It's okay, Shamus. It's okay. Calm down.
It's not right to say you have an issue with black people, and it's not right for you to say that the black people have systemic values that you are against. It's not. It doesn't make sense.
Look, you're confusing something. Listen, if what you mean by I don't have a problem with black people is I don't have a problem with people with dark skin, you're absolutely right. If what you mean by black people is that generally speaking how most black people are, yes, I fucking do have a problem.
Okay, so
it depends on what you mean.
So wait. I just want to ask a question. Are you saying, Shamus? Are you saying that you have a preconceived opinion
you're saying
about these black people?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Okay, wait. Razor report. Can I finish speaking? Can I finish talking to Shamus?
I have an issue with people that act a certain way.
Okay.
It also happens that the majority of people that act that way are black.
Okay, so you have a preconceived opinion about black people, correct?
Excuse me?
I think there's a lot of conflation, and there's a lot of nuance to like what he's talking about, and so yeah, I think like conflating the ideas that he's saying with like definitions and stuff like that is going on.
So you think that we shouldn't use text like definitions of what words mean when trying to figure out what he means when using his words?
No, she's just pointing out that the
I've been
semantics.
very clear.
It's not semantics because he he's able to give his own definitions of things. You can do that all day long, right? But based on the textbook definitions of these things, he would be racist by definition. So if you're based on what you said, based on the words that you're using, I can say, based on the textbook definition of racism, you are racist. If you give a different definition of racist, by all means, you can say, well, based on my definition of racism, I'm not racist. But based on the textbook definition, I'm in the middle of talking, Shamus, so maybe if you just took your turn and you learned to speak when I'm done speaking, we would have a much easier time, right?
Adjust your mic, please.
Is it too loud or is it too quiet?
Wait, hold on. Wait,
Here, I got you. I'll quiet it down. Wait, hold on. Is that better?
Wants to mute, Jed.
Yeah, hey guys, let's chill out a little bit.
Is that better? Is this better?
I take it.
Wait. I'm talking to DLT.
What a racist is even if there were black people that had none of those things that I dislike, right? If they exhibited none of those parts of culture, then I would still discriminate them just based on the color of skin. That's what I take a racist is. But I have no problem with people like that. No, I have on no basis would I discriminate them. Okay. And now, so I'm not a racist, and I've given a very standard definition. This isn't some proprietary definition.
Okay. So can I finish my sentence now?
Shamus, did you or did you not literally say that black people were all like jungle monkeys, and that when they came to like Western culture they became great or whatever the fuck, right? Like you're literally tying race to culture and saying one culture is better than the other. How is that not fucking racist?
No, dude.
Yeah, if I'm a racist for just stating an empirical fact,
no, that's not empirical at all.
Let me explain why it's an empirical fact, okay? It's an empirical fact that the majority of black people that came over during the fucking North Atlantic slave trade were either Caribbean, were either Southern Caribbean or Western African, okay? Now, with respect to those cultures, what's that?
I'm not denying that that's what they came from. I'm trying to say that you're.
Okay, well look. If I'm not going to be allowed to say what I explain my point, then I'm not going to have a conversation with you. That's just it. That's just it. Okay, I'm not going to have a conversation with you. So I'm not allowed to explain myself. Sorry. I'm not. What part of I'm not interested in having a conversation with you? Don't you understand?
Shut up, retard. You're a fucking third. Answer the question. Why do you think that some cultures are better than others, and then you're tying race to them? Like Western culture is clearly white culture to you.
Again, I'm not going to be having a conversation with any of you unless I be allowed to state what I mean. Okay, that's it, period.
Okay, so let me just ask.
Yeah, period. Listen, if you think you've won a discussion by systematically over-talking someone in the middle of their explanation of a very contentious point, and then you fucking ask them another question after they haven't been able to explain, what makes me think?
Shameless, you do the same thing. You do that. That's what you do. That's literally all that you do, Shameless. All you do is try and start talking over people. You've done it to me 4 times.
I'm not gonna be over-talked like this. I'm not.
Oh my god. Then shut up, Shameless. Stop talking then. Then you can just stop speaking. Because if you're gonna cry like a little child, if you're gonna start peeing yourself and getting mad when someone does the same thing that you do to them, by all means.
Wait, I thought you were allowed to say that here.
Yeah, so you're allowed to. Okay, hold on.
Everybody calm down. Everyone calm down. We're getting some elaboration. We're getting clarification. Everyone calm down. Let's hear it out. Let's hear it.
People are just getting muted. That's it. People are getting muted if they can't shut up and listen to an admin. That's the end of that.
Thank you. So, when it comes to the N-word rule, you're allowed to say the word, but you're not allowed to say the word when directed at someone, especially someone of the black.
What do you mean acting like a nigger though?
What? So why is he not muted?
For DO2?
Oh my god.
It's not received. Wait, if I'm gonna point something out for you. What the? I'm gonna point something out. Because I'm on mobile and I'm trying to do work, so I can't really moderate. But that whole time Shamus was trying to explain himself, he was getting dogpiled. How come no one in that conversation was moderated? Only when Shamus had his little outburst was there moderation.
Because a lot of shit that was going on, and there were a lot of people making mutes. But the general rule of that is that you can use that as a pejorative. You cannot use that as a pejorative. You can reference.
It was moderated, but why was no one else moderated but Shamus?
Yeah, look how many people in here are muted right now. What are you trying to do?
The meta and get back to the conversation.
Yeah,
I thought you do a better job of giving him the same argument.
And we're trying to figure out mod stuff right now. If you could just shut the fuck up for like 2 minutes, that would be great. If you can't, then feel free to leave.
Right, that's why I turned on every speaker. So we've established that using that word is an insult to anybody who's racist.
Sorry, what did you call it?
That's just it.
Enjoyed hearing him get smashed, though.
We have a lot of new people here, and I know everyone wants to have their chance at slamming on fucking Shamos. But if you really want to get your point across and really fight against whatever racist comments you feel, getting muted and permanently red muted is not going to get your point across. So let's all try and fix our mics and just kind of keep it civil. Let's unmute Shamos and Dio.
Okay, before we start again, anyone from my community, please do not start loud miking and all this stuff. Don't do that. All right, just let's keep it. We're having a conversation with these guys, and us coming in here loud miking and trying to yell into it is not going to help our case. So if you're from the community that I'm representing right now,
having any conversation with people that ask me a question and refuse to let me answer a full expression.
Shamus, that's why I'm talking to them right now. Shamus, that's why I was talking to them right now, so they don't do that to you. But just now you interrupted me.
I want to say something.
Your mic is really low, so it's easy to talk over you. So you're going to get frustrated at everyone when they speak over you, when we just can't hear you. Whatever you did when you started yelling initially, where you turned the gain up all the way, it might be in your best interest to turn it up at that level, and then we'll tell you when you're too low, when you're too loud. But if a lot of these people are your friends in here and they're just kind of ganging up on Shamos, all you're gonna do is trigger him, and then everyone's gonna get muted, and it's just gonna kill the conversation.
Yeah.
I want to say something.
Just last thing. If you can take ownership of moderating your brigade and your team that's come in here to champion you, if you can take reign of that and moderate them and keep them in line, then I think we'll do our best to keep our people in line. Is that fair?
Yes, but okay. So
cool.
So anyone who heard that, everyone who's in here from my community and knows, like, I need you guys to be as behaved as possible, because if you guys are just getting server muted and they're just taking us all as trolls, we're not going to get anywhere. So if you guys can do all your little gift stuff in the chat, I don't care about that. Just don't spam anything, and don't unmute your mic if you don't have anything like of worth to say, or excuse me, or if you can obviously join the conversation, but don't come in here loud micing or just being like a retard. You guys know what I mean by that. So just
Can I restate my question in like more?
No. I wanted to say something before you, bro.
I mean, I was like, okay, go ahead, I guess. But...
Okay, I just wanted to say, okay, whatever it is that Shamus said, whether it's their culture, right? Whether it's, it's not about the color of their skin, I like, white girls that have like really dark skin, whatever type of like explanation that he gave for his position, it became blatantly clear that we're talking about straight racism when he called another person a nigger and used it as something derogatory. Okay?
I would rather talk about what he said outside of just when he like ad homs. So can I ask the question, because that's really what matters.
Sure.
So Shamus, I wasn't really questioning where these people came from. I'm aware that there were locations they came from. My issue was that you made the claim that when they came to America and they started acting more like white people, which is how you're kind of making white people culture and Western culture synonymous. It seems to me like you're trying to say that black people who do not act in that manner, but rather act more in ties with, I guess you would call ghetto culture or their roots or whatever. It seems like you're trying to label that as the black people you do not respect, and that's where I'm getting these like racist tendencies from you, right? So.
Yeah, I'll just say this really quickly, and I'll respond to that. But Fia, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, I'm not sure if you realize this, but these guys come from another community.
I know what community they come
from. These guys, Matthew sent me a link one night, and I clicked on it, and it was a link where they got my IP, and then they were DDoSing me. I was about less than 5 minutes ago, I was DDoSed by these guys. Jesus. They only do it when I'm in a conversation with you. So first of all, these people, first of all, AeroFlame isn't one of these people, but pretty much everyone else from that community is all part of that, and I just think it would be a bad idea to even have them in here, because they're just going to DDoS me in the middle of these conversations.
Okay, wait.
If you want people in the community, right, that put phishing links out there and constantly DDoS people and do this type of shit, then you should definitely allow these guys.
Okay, so wait, before my entire community gets misrepresented, may I respond to that, to the admin team?
Yeah.
So the person who did that is not here. The vast majority of these people are not from Mikey's nightclub, but rather they're from my server and Ace's server, which is two completely separate entities, and this all stemmed from the YouTuber Seth the Programmer server. None of these people are the DDoSing sort that Shamus is trying to paint us all out to be. So, and even right now, Shamus is trying to talk over me when I'm just trying to speak. So, and the thing about this is that he's trying to paint it as, oh, I was just some innocent person and they're doing illegal things to me and these guys are bad people, right? The DDoSing was in reference to someone, an extremist in our group, becoming frustrated because Shamus was espousing the fact. Okay. So Shamus was espousing, and then this is why he's getting nervous because he knows what I'm about to reference. Shamus was espousing opinions that he has raped women in the past, and if he could go back in the past and change it, he never would. And if he had the option, he would keep raping. So that's the reason that this extremist person decided to DDoS him, and we told him
you need to be stopped. That's a misrepresentation.
Okay, so Shamus, I let you get out your representation.
Fact. Hold on. Listen. First of all, that's a misrepresentation of my position, but I have to wade through all the other bullshit that you said. Okay, I was just DDoSed less than 5 minutes ago, okay, and it's coincided with these people coming here. So I'll name the people that were part of it. Those were the people that were glorifying it, that were sitting there, and that they were okay with it happening. One of them is Renji. So Renji should probably not be allowed in this community.
Let's just stop. Let's stop for a second. Shut the fuck up. Jesus. Wait, you stop for a second too. Let's just all sit here and bask in the enjoyment that Shamus is right here crying about people DDoSing him when he's doxed people, when he's threatened people, when he's dropped nudes of people, he's dropped revengeful. He's the worst piece of shit
How
we've
is
ever
that?
had.
How is that relevant? If you guys want to ban me from the community, be my guest.
Ever sits there and argues that we should get those people out?
Community. Be my guest.
Yeah, you're a danger. If you argue that they're dangerous,
be my guest.
Right now, you dumb
Be my guest then. Listen, don't waste my time. Be my guest to ban me from the community. Okay, but I take it that FIA isn't going to want people in here that constantly DDoS people and physically. So
this is like a murder, right?
Listen, I'm not going to be talked over.
Grown-ass murder pointing at something.
Alright, everybody calm down. We're not getting anywhere because the two of you are just speaking over each other.
One at a time.
So, as
I agree. Let's turn it into a shit show.
Okay, so as I was saying before Shamus interrupted me, right? These people are not the type to just constantly DDoS. And they're not, and the person who DDoS. Shamus, just stop talking when I'm talking. You have had your turn to speak. You are getting your turn to speak. So when I'm speaking, don't speak. Alright? So you're trying to say, right, that DDoSing is something that happens constantly. It was one person, right? Renji may have advocated for it, and I don't know if that's true or not because I wasn't there for that particular instance. But you have publicly claimed you're saying, oh, DDoSing is bad. We have a recording of you constantly admitting that you're a serial rapist. I don't care if you get DDoSed, Shamus. It doesn't bother me. Because I know that you're a rapist, and you admitted that you're a rapist. And I can go get the recording at any time of you saying that you're a rapist. Right? So you crying about DDoSing doesn't bother me. However, what I'm saying is that this is not constantly advocated for. This does not constantly happen, and the way you're framing it is just blatantly dishonest. And even Shamus, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling into your mic while I'm speaking? Why are you being so socially inept right now?
This is the second time I've been interrupted without defending myself. We call it racist.
Shamus over top.
Shut up.
If Shamus didn't get to finish, let him finish.
I told you I had a voice.
Shut up, Bacon.
Let him finish.
No, Shamus interrupted in the first place.
No, I fucking started talking for you fucking lying bitch. I was like,
oh my god!
Definitely the one interrupted.
Okay, so let's allow him to repeat himself. So after he called me a rapist the first time and I started responding, then I interrupted him by responding. Okay, go ahead and fucking call me a rapist again. Okay, go ahead.
You're a rapist.
Tell me when I get to speak, though.
Okay, I will.
3 minutes.
So, as I was...
Arrow, you call the 3 minutes when it's up.
Yeah, we're not playing the 3-minute game either. You see, that's what y'all get to do. Y'all get to...
Let's go.
And give them only a small amount of time to respond to the shit that you said. No.
10 minutes. No, 10 minutes. There.
So am I going to be allowed to speak now?
Yeah,
in full?
Everyone else shut up.
You're not allowed to speak now. You should...
Everyone just shut up.
So keep in mind that I don't deny Jovan's accusation that I've done stuff. If you guys want to kick me out of this community, be my fucking guest, okay? I don't want to hear you whine about it anymore. I just take it that FIO doesn't allow the type of behavior that these guys exhibited. Less than fucking 10 minutes ago, I was DDoSed again, and that coincided with these guys coming in the room. There's quite a few of them that were in there glorifying it, reveling in the fact, and so I was just letting FIA know that those are the type of people, if she can make the educated decision if she wants them in here or not, okay? Secondarily, I never ever said that I was a rapist. These guys define rape in the most crazy terms you will ever hear in your whole life, okay? And so, according to their proprietary definition, I'm a rapist, but that's not what rape is, and I've denied that in full, okay? Now, if you said that you have a recording of me claiming to be a rapist, by all means, play it, okay? But if you're not going to play it and you're not going to give evidence, I'm denying that fact, okay? Now, what I said is in college, I went out, I had some alcohol drinks at a bar, and I took some girls back from the bar, and I've had sex with them. Okay, if I'm a rapist on account that I had a few drinks at a bar, a girl had a few drinks at the bar, we left and had sex, then I think that there are going to be a shitload of people in college who are considered rapists, okay? Even a lot of girls who are considered rapists. But I don't think that that's what rape is. I don't think, I thought I wasn't going to be interrupted, okay? So that's not what rape is, and I'm denying this accusation in full, okay? Now, they said that if you don't get consent, if you say, hey, can I do this, can I do this, can I do this, unless they say yes, then you're a rapist. I don't agree with that far left feminist definition of rape. And so, obviously, I deny that on all counts, okay? And so, I'm not a rapist. That's fucking ludicrous and ridiculous, okay? And so to respond to what people were saying earlier about me being a racist and all of this stuff, I've denied those grounds, and I've given you the reason why to think that I'm not a racist, okay? And so if anyone has any questions about me being a racist or whatever, we can go through that, and I'd be willing to answer your questions. I'm not going to run, but I'm not interested in being DDoS repeatedly. I'm definitely not interested in being strawmanned and lied about by a bunch of these faggots. Okay, and I'm definitely not interested in being in a server with a bunch of people who put phishing links and are allowed to DDoS people repeatedly and being so. I will be leaving, okay, until this gets sorted out. If it isn't sorted out, then I just won't be back.
Okay,
hold on. I would really like to hear from AeroFlame right now, if that's okay with everybody.
And before we hear Aero, just one thing. Can you address the thing with the DDoS? And I know that you don't have control over other people, but if you can just have your people agree to not continue doing that during this discussion and hopefully even afterwards, so that Shamus can at least...
That's a bannable offense. It's not a discussion. It should be banned right away. That's
we don't have who's doing it.
He doesn't have much control over that, so I don't think bringing that up and having him address that here's actually going to do anything. I understand what you're saying, but it's not.
Okay, so Arrow gets to respond.
Right, let's leave Arrow.
Okay.
Go for it. No one will interrupt you.
So he's just misrepresenting entirely what happened. We asked him to speak about the instance at the party. I don't know if you guys know about him and his 16-year-old instance at a party. And he's trying to argue that it was some random SJW definition, right? This is not true. We asked him where he lives or where he was when this happened, and we looked up the law in that state. And the law states that if you're under the influence and you don't realize what you're doing and you are aware of that, that would count as being incapable of giving consent, and therefore it would be rape. Now, the wording that he used, this is an exact telling of the story, and once my friend Trini, I don't know if you guys remember him from his debate with Jack Angstrike, but he has a recording. He said that he walked up to two of his younger sister's friends when they were sitting on the couch, right? And one of the girls he had sex with before. And he said that he immediately pulled down his pants, revealing his genitals to them. And one of the girls, who was extremely drunk, gripped onto his penis. And then he said verbatim, when she realized what she was doing, she laughed, got up, and left the room. Which means that Shamus was aware that she was under the influence to the point that she was no longer aware of her actions, and yet he still tried to initiate sex with her. And I don't even believe that he was drunk, because I'm sure Shamus was like 35 or something, and he's able to remember the exact details of a 19-year-old story, right? And then he also claims that he had sex with the girl, and she never said anything in terms of saying no, but he also directly expressed that she never gave exact consent. And then he said that this drunk girl, who was so drunk that she barely remembered what she was doing, she proceeded to stay conscious with him for hours on end, giving him a head for hours in his bedroom. So by the definition provided, right, he would have had to at least have sexually assaulted one of the girls, because he tried to have sex with her while she was so underneath the influence that she didn't realize what she was doing by his own admission. But even I see people in chat saying, well, they were both raped. By all means, you can say that Shamus got raped by this girl as well, but that doesn't discount the fact that that he still raped her, like by definition. And then in return, in regard to the bar,
retard, dude. First of all, you're responsible.
Let me know when I can respond.
He's a retard. But let's listen real quick. You're responsible if you're the one who's putting the intoxication into.
Come on, guys. He wasn't done.
Is it? Well, I mean, he's just rambling now.
He's not just rambling.
Yeah, we did that for
Yeah, but okay, let him finish, but let's not take all fucking day, okay? I've only got another 30 minutes and then I have to go. I'd like to be able to at least answer to some of this. So let him finish and let me know when I can respond.
Okay.
Okay. So, as I was saying, in regards to the bar thing, he said that, well, if having sex with a bunch of girls under the influence is rape, then yeah, I'm a serial rapist. That's the end. I was almost done. You guys have to be patient.
Okay. So only some of that is true, and a lot of it is taken out of context, and a lot of it is greatly exaggerated. So first of all, it is true that if someone's intoxicated up to a certain point where they can no longer make informed decisions, then it's true that they can't consent. But that doesn't mean that anyone that's consumed any alcohol is in that state. Okay. So now I do not deny that I've had sex while having drank some alcohol, and I've had sex with some girls while they had drank some alcohol. Okay. But that doesn't mean that they weren't in a position where they could give informed consent. Definitely doesn't mean that I raped them. Definitely doesn't mean that I was raped by any of those girls, okay? It is true, though, however, that when I was 16 years old, okay, I did pull my cock out in front of a bunch of my sister's friends. So whatever you got to say like that's fine. I don't think, I mean, I'm not going to deny it, but I don't think it's a big deal that some 16-year-old boy like fucking shook his cock at a bunch of girls at a party. Okay, that happens quite frequently, so I'm not really bothered or disturbed by that in any way whatsoever. And then he said that a girl I had sex with never said no, but never said yes either. She gives non-verbal consent by basically grabbing my cock and putting it in her mouth and doing all this stuff. Then yeah, I take that as she doesn't have to say verbally consent. And so I mean, ultimately, his charge that I'm a rapist would just mean that the majority of people in college are rapists. That means any time that I had something, when I was dating my girlfriend, that we had something to drink, that I raped her or something like that. That's just not true, right? Now, ultimately, I think that this is just frivolous bullshit. And anyone that had an active social life or in college is going to sit here and actually believe that anyone that even had a drop to drink of alcohol raped somebody. It's just insane. It's just insane.
Yeah,
I think that people.
I just want to wait. Hold on.
I'm not done. Why did he get to finish and I didn't?
Yeah, okay? Let's let Shamus finish, guys.
So listen. I do take it that if someone is extremely drunk to the point where they can't make any rational and informed decision, and someone comes up and engages in sexual actions with them when they wouldn't have done it when they were sober, that's predatory and that's rape. But that definitely doesn't classify anything that I've ever done. And I do agree that is very shady. That is rape. I'm just denying that I ever engaged in anything like that. So first of all, another thing he said, just because they had even a drop to drink of alcohol, he doesn't know how much alcohol these girls drank. He doesn't know if they were how impaired they were. He's just making a bunch of assumptions, okay? He wasn't there, and he's doing it mainly just to slander my character, okay?
Yeah, he should be banned for slander and Shamus.
And so ultimately, let's recap very briefly of the things that I'm guilty of. When I was 16, I pulled my cock out in front of a bunch of girls at a party. That's true. I had sex with a girl that gave non-verbal consent by doing things like grabbing my dick, putting it in her mouth, fucking sliding it in her vagina. I didn't rape that girl, okay? I also had a little bit to drink before, and some girls too, at bars and stuff like that in college, and we slept together. That doesn't mean that the amount of alcohol that they drank were enough to impair them to the point where they couldn't make an informed decision. Okay, and so a lot of this is just meant to be slanderous allegations, just to try to defame me on some Discord server. And I'm not going to sit here and deny anything that actually happened. But the way that they're trying to put the spin on it is like I actually raped somebody. I mean, when people think of rape, it's like somebody's being predatory when someone's drank a bunch of alcohol. You just did something to them, or you just forced them or something, or coerced them with a gun or something like that. I've done none of that. Okay, and I seriously. I seriously resent all of this. Okay, but it seems like it's okay, and I'll just say this in closing. Okay, a couple more sentences. I just think it's ridiculous that FIA is going to allow. I'm not saying that Aero was part of this, because he definitely wasn't. But I could give you a list of names of the guys that were in there and that did participate in me getting DDoS and phished my IP address and got me to click on a phishing link. Okay. I don't think it would be fair to let those people in here.
Can you send me? Can you send me, please, in DMs a list of those people, and I will confirm those people with Aero, and then see what with the mod team what we will do.
Okay, look right now. Just stop.
I just wanted to.
First of all, Aero wasn't even there.
Jovan was talking.
So why would confirming anything with Aero?
Jovan was talking.
No, I still don't have the power to mute people for you. I still don't have the power to mute people. So you really gotta fix that shit.
Jovan, you're good. You're good.
So I'm not good because I still don't have the roles. But Shamus and Dio, both of you two need to stop fucking talking about banning people. Both of you two have done way worse than DDoS people. Like, come on, you two both fucking serious? DDoSing is about the lowest compared to what you two have done. You both
stop whining about it and just fucking ban me.
You both have doxed people, you both have threatened people's lives, you both have...
Wait, hold a second. No, since
you both... Shamus has threatened revenge porn.
How is it relevant? How is it... Fia, can you explain to me how it's...
Now recording.
Yeah, I do understand what's being said. What I'm confused already granted that TJF understood them and understood what for reached up out of some kind of horror instinct and grabbed my dick, and she gave it a couple strokes before she realized what the fuck she was doing.
We can never ban somebody.
We cannot ban somebody for DDoSing if we have doxers, people who threaten people's lives, and people who post revenge porn in here. Yes.
Okay, so then, wait, let me ask you a question. So it's okay now to dox people since we can't ever establish a rule where we can't.
No, that's what he's saying.
Then what are you saying then?
I'm saying if you want to be even somewhat consistent, you can't ban those people.
Yeah, but we're talking about new behavior, right? We're not talking about the...
No, it's not. He's just simply talking about being consistent, and Dave, you can agree with that. He's just saying that if we're going to ban certain users for attempting to dox certain users, and the claim has been levied that you and another person have engaged in that same behavior, then you would have to be banned as well.
Well, was that recent behavior? Did that just happen?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that
look. All I'm saying is this. I can't be any more clear, Zach, to it. If you guys think that me and Dio, and you guys aren't amiss to the things that me and Dio have done, if you guys have had all of the informed, and you haven't banned us, okay? So I don't think that saying that me just telling you somebody else doing something against the rules is out of line with that. If you want to ban me, be my fucking guest. But that doesn't mean that what they did wasn't wrong and what they did isn't also bannable, okay? Now, the minds that be have made decisions knowing full well...
I sent the guy the screenshots and he said he's going to try and get it handled. I talked to Mr. Williams and then the guy whose phone number you sent me, who's directly above me. And I sent him the screenshots showing that it's just a template. And then he said he's going to talk to the lady and try and get my information to him. I handled it at 10 o'clock this morning. I woke up and did it.
And we're respecting her decision.
No, but the point being is...
no one has chosen not to participate on the basis that I'm here.
You're just saying that... You're just now saying it's okay to...
Multiple people have, actually.
You're saying it's okay to dox people.
Is that why you're so hard?
Okay,
so we can dox people now because it's not a rule, right?
Nobody's saying that, no.
Nobody is saying that.
Technically is allowed, actually. You're allowed to dox people. That is true here.
What? Jovan?
Are you banned Shamus and Dara yet?
Jovan.
You're allowed to dox them.
Can I?
Wait, so you're saying that if I were to dox somebody right now, I would be banned?
You may be banned, yeah. You're liable to be banned if you dox them.
Wow.
So can we get back on?
I don't see how you guys have a point at all. Look, you guys know everything that I've done. You know what Dio's done. You guys have chosen not to do it. People are still participating. They're not protesting. You're still in here, Jovan. So are a bunch of other people. And so you guys have known full well that decision's not in me and Dio's hands. It's in whoever the mod team's decisions are. And that doesn't invalidate when a bunch of people come in here that use phishing links and DDoS people in the middle of discussion, whether or not that means that they should be allowed in here. So I don't see how it's at all relevant.
Now report. Who even is this DDoS?
I do understand.
Okay.
We don't know. He hasn't said anything.
No, the reason why I'm not... I'll give you the names. Look, I have a report. And I...
what the fuck?
Wait, what? Pull my dick out. Face. One of the girls who...
Everybody be quiet.
So I waved my dick in front of the... sitting in like a chick.
Explain that last part, Demos.
Okay, good. And then I will go down the list of the people in that video. I'll send you the recording once I get back to my desktop computer. Okay, and then we can go through it. Okay, but these people that came over here, it's like they were all like super happy that I clicked on a phishing link from Matthew and that they started DDoSing my phone to the point where I couldn't even talk. And then it happened when they all came over here.
Okay.
But also the logic that you guys are saying is basically if two people are speeding and one person gets pulled over and the other guy says, well, he's speeding too, therefore I shouldn't get a ticket.
There were a couple of girls sitting down in a chair, and I pulled my dick out.
That she was okay with it. That sounded like she agreed to me. It sounded like affirmative consent, my dude.
Why did that girl, quote unquote, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, that is in fact.
I mean, it's correct. So, and let me just see if I'm getting this correct. You walked up to these underage drunk girls.
Godless. Wait, let's stop.
Okay, so
if Shamus were to dox somebody, right? If Shamus were to dox somebody now or in the near future, would he be banned?
Oh, okay. So
shut up, Godless. Nobody but Godless should be talking right now. I don't want to hear. I don't imagine. I don't want to hear. I think. I want to hear what Godless will say. Yes or no. Yes, he will be banned. No, he won't be banned. Maybe this criteria. I want to hear Godless. Godless?
Are you there?
Do you really think she's gonna mic up, even if she was there, dumbass?
Yeah. Godless has stated many times in the past, and I'll get her to say it again, that she's not going to ban, even if they were to do those things.
Alright, so now that that's out of the way,
it's outright not against the rules.
Are you saying that fear isn't allowed to ban anyone?
Yeah, like, she might not, but I would.
Oh, ban Shamus then.
I mean, he hasn't done it in the server.
Wait, if you're saying, Fia, that you're able to ban Shamus and you're not doing it, then yeah, that's an issue.
He hasn't done it in the server, though.
Who cares if it's done in this server?
Well, the rules are like in the server.
The rule isn't in the server.
You have to understand that no one has decided to not participate on the grounds that me and Dio are here. Okay?
Yeah, they have.
Just ask the question.
Who are these people? Name them then.
Can we do this non sequitur at a later date? Because I know Shamus has a time limit, and I want him to address these points that I have with the recording now, so he can't leave and say he ran out of time. Is that possible? Can we do that?
Yeah, let's go ahead. This other one is.
Well, I've got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it won't even take that because I have both of the timestamps. So at 16, in the link that I posted, you say that you pull your penis out in front of this girl. She grabbed onto you, and then when she realized what she was doing, she let go. So that was you admitting verbally that she did not realize what she was doing because of how intoxicated she was. And then at 28:20, can I finish speaking? And then at 28:20, I ask you a clarifying question. I say verbatim, Shamus, and tell me if I'm wrong when I say this. Did you or did you not walk up to these two underage drunk girls and pull your penis out? And you said yes.
Yeah, don't deny that I pulled my fucking dick out at a fucking party where some people were drinking. They were 15.
No, you're not drinking. You said they were drunk.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, you've got me dead to rights there. They were drunk.
So you're a rapist.
Okay, if that's what rape is, I don't think that that's what rape is. Okay.
It is by definition.
That's indecent exposure. That's not rape.
No. If he is having a girl, if he's having a girl commit a sex act, if he's having a girl engage with him.
I didn't rape anybody. But hold on real quickly. You made two claims.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Made two claims. Look, I've got 10 minutes. And
I'm saying go ahead. I'm saying go.
Yeah. Listen, when the girl reached up and grabbed my dick, and I said when she realized that she did it, that doesn't imply that she was drunk and didn't realize it. That just means that she did it as like automatically, okay, like an instinct, okay. She just shaved her dick in front of her face and she grabbed it, okay. And this girl I'd already slept with before, okay, when we were sober, and fucking she was a slut, period, okay. And so just her whore instincts took over. She saw a penis, she reached up and started stroking it, and then once she realized that she was doing something out of instinct, she stopped doing it. It doesn't mean that she did it and didn't realize what she was doing because she was drunk. It was just a natural automatic response, okay? Just like when I'm getting bit by a mosquito, you know, I slap my arm as an automatic response. That's how much of a slut she is. So.
Okay, so that's why I gave you 2 timestamps, because I told you, right, that I made sure to be as clear as possible, right? And I said, were these 2 girls drunk? And you said, yes, they were. And then you proceeded to engage, and you also admitted in that clip as well that you were aware that they were drunk. So based on the state that you were in, right, their laws state that this would be rape. You would be legally speaking a rapist.
Penetrate girls.
It doesn't have to be sexual penetration. It doesn't say anything about sexual penetration. All it says is that if you engage in a sexual act with a girl who is intoxicated to the point where they are incapable of knowing what they're doing, then that means that
Shamus. She raped me then, right? She grabbed my.
You can say that, sure. You can say that, absolutely. But that doesn't make you not a rapist.
You are.
That doesn't make you not a Shamus. That doesn't make you not a rapist.
No, what I'm saying is that's not what rape is, though.
Yes, it is, by definition.
Look, okay, listen, I deny that that's what rape is. I would agree with Andrew, because that as far as that would be, maybe you'd be able to say that I indecently exposed myself, but I didn't fucking rape anybody.
Okay, it doesn't matter what you think. By definition, by your state's definition, you're a rapist. I don't care what you think. Like what you're saying is literally retarded.
Well, I know the penal code says, but I disagree.
That's dumb. That's a dumb thing to say. That's stupid.
I don't agree with you that that's what the penal code is. But
sure. Where do you live? Wait. Shamus. Where do you live? We can look it up.
Look.
Shamus, where do you live? Let's look it up.
A couple hundred years ago, you were a second-class citizen.
Okay, I'm not a second-class citizen now. I don't live in a houseboat because my ex-girlfriend caught me smoking crack in her other room. Okay. Do you really think that I care about 100 years ago? I don't care. You being racist doesn't bother me, Shamus. I don't live in someone's off to the side house like some poor piece of garbage, Shamus. I don't care that you're subhuman.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. No, I don't like you. Why are you such a piece of garbage? I'm just having a civil conversation with you and you decide to just start getting racist because you're frustrated that you raped women. I didn't do anything about that. That has nothing to do with me.
Okay, you guys are both muted because I don't need people yelling over each other like that for no reason.
I seriously doubt that that's rape and penal code.
Hey, Godless, you're there now, right? Godless, you're there?
Hey, rape is just unconsented sex. How can she consent if she doesn't have a clear block?
Hold on, let's just respond to this one. So, Godless, I just want to ask one question. If Shamus were to dock somebody tomorrow in this room, would you ban them?
No.
Would you let Fia ban them?
We would talk about it.
Or would you let her?
Well, probably not.
There you go.
It's though. It depends on the circumstance. It depends on.
No, it doesn't. It would have to be something extremely severe. Extremely severe. Doxing's not. She just said if Shamos were to dox something in here tomorrow, she would not let.
If it's somebody new that's never been doxed and he puts like their fucking address, yeah, I might be down for that.
You might? Wait, hold on. Godless, right? Do you know who I am?
No, I don't really feel like talking to you.
Okay, cool, right, hold on. So you probably don't know who I am, right? So, if, like, I don't associate myself with you, or, like, anyone else inside of this little retarded Discord server, right? If I were to, say, dox someone inside of this server, would you ban?
Oh, maybe, I don't know, it depends on the day.
Depends on the...
Alright, great, that's enough.
Wait, if an outsider came in, if new person, did you say it was somebody in here, or somebody we don't know?
Okay, what I'm trying...
So you're saying there are no rules about it, Godless, right? It's just
what she's saying is some people are afforded special privileges. All she's saying is some people are afforded special privileges.
Okay, new people aren't even people, guys. Wait, I already know new people aren't even counted as people, right?
Okay, so Gray, let's drop it. I want to streamline this because Shamos has limited time.
Change the rules here.
Shamos, what state were you in when you did that? Because we can just look up the penal code.
Oh my god, this guy's such a loser.
Don't you do crack? Shut up, idiot. I'm not talking to you.
Listen, hold on. I'm going to spend my last 5 minutes without being systematic ever talking repeatedly. I don't see why penal codes are at all relevant, right? Literally 200 years ago, blacks were second-class citizens. Literally 300 years ago, they were legally able to be enslaved. Okay, I don't know why you think a penal code somehow tracks morality.
Because Shamos, I'm not talking about morality. I'm saying, legally speaking, you're a rapist. That's what I said. We're not talking about morality. I don't care. I'm not like a philosopher. I'm not a moral debater. I'm not one of you. I'm not one of these. Wait, don't overtalk me. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish.
Because I had sex before with girls that had drank some alcohol, and I had drank some alcohol, and I had sex with them. So I'm a rapist, according to this guy.
Yeah.
That means like the majority of the U.S. population are rapists. Then it's just dumb.
So I have a suggestion. How about we all go quiet, have a moment of silence while I
mean, bro, if you had proof of me like forcing a girl at gunpoint to have sex with me, or like spiking a girl's drink with a roofie to fuck her, or like some crazy ass shit like that, like you might have a point. But saying in college that I got drunk and had sex with some girls after I left the bar, I mean, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous to call it. Sorry, Joe, I could barely hear you. Go ahead, man.
I'm calling for a moment of silence while we play some soothing tune.
Somebody can really play that on the bot if they want.
Yeah, let's listen to Shamus basically.
Hey, yeah, I agree. Let's listen to it. I totally agree. I've only got like 4 minutes left, but I want to listen to this shit because it's hilarious.
Listen very fucking closely. I can coerce anyone to have. I can coerce anyone to have sex with me.
I mean, another funny thing is these guys think like even if it were the case that I was a rapist, I'm denying that. But even if it were the case, you think me that would affect me of all people? Oh, I can't hear it.
Look, I can coerce anyone to have sex. I stick my dick in, and then I fucked her. I'm not tough like you little faggot. Bro, I don't care what you fucking say, okay? I really love the rape fantasy. Yeah. Let it wash over you. I can coerce anyone to have. Think about it. I can coerce anyone to have sex. I can coerce anyone to have sex with me. I can coerce anyone. I can coerce anyone to have. I can coerce anyone to have sex. I can coerce anyone to have sex with me. Yeah. Think Think about
Hey, Daddy. You wanna spank my ass? You like to, fill this pussy. Proceed. Make me your old bitch. You like that, don't you?
Yeah. Alright, yeah, keep going. This is working.
Yeah, you hard. Go down on you. And just slaughter my mouth all over your cock. My dirty spit.
That's right, you little boy.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And then I let you rub my pussy. And then I let you ram me with your hard cock over and over again. Dirty little slut I am.
Yeah. I can coerce anyone to have. I can coerce anyone to have sex. I can coerce anyone to have sex with me. I can coerce anyone. Yeah. I can coerce anyone to have. I can coerce anyone to have sex. I can coerce anyone to have sex with me. Sex with me.
Guys, hold on. Let's stop for a second. This isn't controversial, guys. If you go against me in this, God forbid Josh or Jack was here. It would just be slaughter fest. We would just laugh at you fuckers. You do not have consent. I can just literally coerce anyone to have sex with me. Anyone. That's just proof that I'm a legend.
Just a mic drop, yeah, right there. By the way, it was my idea, and I resolved the conflict. That's, they stopped talking about it, so maybe my bit.
Hey, Godless, you have a second to answer a couple of
Let's
questions?
just say one thing. I have to go in like 2 minutes. I just want to say this one last thing.
Oh.
Even if it were the case I was the rapist, even though I deny it, I mean, it wouldn't even faze me, even if that was true. I mean, I'm the guy that say Elliot Rodger is a fucking hero, that the Christchurch shooting was justified. Okay, like you guys aren't gonna catch me in some moral quandary ever.
No one cares.
Wasn't the point?
How's it going, Shamus? Take it easy, buddy.
But anyway, so Godless, I have a question for you. It's about your server.
Is my mic okay?
Okay, now we can hear you. Yeah. So it's not
is
just
a new person asking me a question, or is it Jarl? I couldn't tell because his mic was low.
New person.
What do you want, new person?
Yeah. Okay. So this is also directed towards the other mods. So my first question is: so the rules, someone said they only apply within the server, right?
What?
Okay. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? The fuck?
What? I don't understand. Are you asking if we have jurisdiction in other servers?
No, I'm saying that if they're... No, that's clearly not what I'm saying. I'm saying the rules. Like, say, for example, if, let's just take a random person, Preds, who's in the chat, or to go ahead and, say, dox Andricus in another server, will that have any bearing on his position in the server?
Yeah, if one of our... Yeah, it could. It depends if it was cared about or not. Like, if somebody in here, if one of my OGs asked me to, ban some random new person in it, before they even enter the server, I would do it. Bit.
Yeah, you're right, faggot.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? Look, we play favorites around here. Fucking big deal.
Wait, Godless, so you're saying I can ban this guy?
Fuck yeah, get him out of here.
Oh, God. See you, faggot.
Later, faggot. Goodbye.
Are you just bad? Yeah. We got plenty of new people. Look at the fucking. Who are all these losers? I don't like when the chat is like.
Wait, they're all here to see you. Why are you banning your new fans?
No, they came here. They came here because they're part of Arrow's server because they wanted to come in here and moralize about how I'm a rapist or whatever. But I mean, I'm immune to moralizing attacks. I mean, I hold some of the most uncontroversial views on Discord. I'm immune to moralizing.
It's not moral. We're not talking about morality.
If you want your server to be bigger than this, then you should allow these new
people. I don't want it to be bigger than this. Then they come in here in the morning and there's like a bunch of new people talking. It's horrible.
No, but you need your server to succeed. You need it to be better than rivals. Why are you doing this?
We give priority to regulars. We
yeah, but you
our community of friends.
This guy's not protecting the newcomers, man. This is fun.
No, but she's just banning people. Those new
you're back already. The community members and shit for the new ones. I mean, this is fucked up.
Just let the new people start making claims and see where it goes.
And I claim that legally speaking, Shamus is a rapist.
It's not even about
200 years ago, fucking AeroFlame is an escaped slave. Who cares?
Okay, it's not 200 years ago, it's 2020. In 2020, you're a rapist.
Hey, you're legally an escaped slave.
Okay,
you're legally an escaped slave.
Alright, that's what you want to call me. I'd rather be an escaped slave than a rapist. That's cool.
You just surrender yourself to the plantation owners.
Alright, that's fine. You're still a rapist.
That's incorrect. Listen, my friend. You know, if the girl engaged in that is a non-explicit consent. So even unless there is rejection, right? Unless that there is rejection, then she consented. You have no function.
So tasteless opinion. This is why. This is.
Error, buddy.
Hold on. You guys are.
So actually, Shamus, well, you're missing something very important. You're missing something extremely important. Shamus actually isn't a rapist. He's a victim, right? Shamus was 16 or 17 years old, and he got raped by a 12-year-old.
Yeah, that I don't like to tell that story because people get so emotionally tied up with it, but it just so happens that when I was 17 years old, there was a girl who was like either 12 or 13. I think she was 12. She was about as tall as she was like as tall as I was, and she was extremely older. She was from New Jersey. She lied to me about her age. She was hanging out with girls that were 16 and 17 or older cousins and shit, and they all lied about her age. And I had all the reason and rational inferences to believe that she was like my age, and I ended up engaging and had sex with her. And she basically raped me because she basically lied to me and gave me every expectation that her age was some way, and I would not have engaged in that relationship if she had told the truth. And so yeah, I'm actually a victim. Jovan is completely right.
Okay, so taste his opinion. I hear what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from. I don't know how it works in your country, because obviously you're not American. But here, based on his state's penal code, she was incapable of giving consent due to how much alcohol she consumed.
He had the same amount. I mean, maybe he shouldn't.
Fuck with these so stories.
Listen, man. If she fucked her, that means she won.
Actually stated though, Shamus himself stated that when she realized what she was doing, implying that she didn't have any knowledge of what she was actually.
Listen, guy. You know, what is the reality is that if Shamus was to be presented at court, the judge would look at Shamus and say, case dismissed. That's it. Because if you look at Shamus, you don't see an ugly dude. You see a very, attractive motherfucker that girls want to bang. So the judge would say, no, fuck this case, man. This case is closed. Especially if you don't have any complaint about the girl. Like, the girl is not complaining. How can you fucking say that he raped her?
Okay, so do you think, right, that if, let's say I catch some girl in the alleyway, I push her up against the wall, I start having sex with her, she doesn't say no, she doesn't go to the police, but then she says later on, yeah, I didn't consent. Do you think that that's not rape? Because here's his opinion, the thing that you're presenting to me is literally the most retarded case I've ever heard. Like, everything that just came out of your mouth was stupid.
Well, let me tell you why. Because, listen, man, I know that you live in a world where you think that girls don't fuck, that they don't want to fuck. But the reality, my friend? The reality is that girls, they want it too. So it is not, and if you want equality, you're portraying the girl to be like this, oh, I don't know what the fuck am I doing in this world, oh, I'm drinking, but I don't know what dick is. Fuck you, dude. Of course, she was, she wanted to get fucked. And she met with a guy, and the guy just fucked her, and there was no problem. If she didn't reject him, then there was no rape, you stupid idiot.
Okay, so you're a retard again. So once again, I'm trying to explain to you, Tasteless Opinion, that you literally just don't know what you're talking about. By definition, stop talking. So by definition, she cannot give consent. And then he literally said when the drunk girl realized what she was doing, she stopped and left the room. Which means that because of her impaired...
This guy doesn't even know what he's saying. You're just getting trolled. Why are you guys doing this?
We've got the video. We don't need to hear about it anymore, Slave. We've got the video, okay? And that's enough.
I'm glad that you all understand.
I got a question for Shamus with the statement he made about black people appealing to white people for intelligence. So, here's my question. If we appeal to this logic, then every single person that's...
You're a fucking pedophile, faggot.
Every white person that studied ECE, would you say that those white people are trying to copy black people because black people were the first ones to discover what CTE is?
No answer.
This is boring.
Wait, he's not here. Did he leave?
No, you're fucking boring.
His takes are pretty low IQ.
Oh God.
Yeah.
He's been gone for a few minutes. Oh, Jesus.
Yep. Your punching bag is gone, guys. What are you gonna do now?
Yeah, I don't know. Shit, I guess all us low IQ people are less fucking likely to rape girls. You're right. Shit.
You're fucking.
You're less likely to get laid. Huh?
No, it's
less likely to rape, I think. No. It's funny how Shamus ends up in these scenarios where he just happens to rape girls accidentally, like every fucking. He has a new story every time about he accidentally rapes
seriously.
Holy shit. Oh yeah, I can't take people who defend rape like this seriously. You guys are degenerates. Holy shit.
Listen, man, I think your definition of rape is just wrong. So.
Oh yeah, so if she doesn't complain about it, it's not rape, you're right.
So let me ask you something. Did Shamus force the girl to drink alcohol?
No. He didn't. Hey, hold on.
Hang on. Real quick. Real quick. Okay, did Shamus force that girl to see his penis when he whipped it out for no reason in front of a bunch of underage girls? Oh shit, looks like you don't have an answer for that. It's almost as if he's a fucking...
It's almost as to be banned. Like, why is he
banned? Shit, it's almost as if he's just a fucking...
so fucking boring. Like,
it's almost as...